Hello and welcome back to another video. This is Windows Vista Home Basic on a Dell Dimension 2400. See, honestly, not completely fine, really. Although because CPU's underclocked, it's kind of painful sometimes when it comes to running certain programs. The CPU in question is a Northwood Pentium 4, one of the 2.53 gigahertz ones, but it's at 1.9 gigahertz. The reason for that is, well, you mentioned 2400. No. Manage. I think this is where you go. And I use Linux primarily. It's going to show me the Northbridge. Not quite in focus either. That's annoying. System devices. Yep. Because it's the dimension. Here we have an Intel 82845 GV based Pentium 4 computer. The 845 chipset. It was like one. I think it was the very first of Intel's non-RAM bus based netburst chipsets. And if you either came from this time period when it came to building computers, or you're like me and you're Gen Z and you know your history, RAM bus will is probably sending a my shirt to clean the linens. RAM bus, there we go. I think that's better. RAM bus is probably sending shivers down your spine because holy shit, that stuff was. I mean, it had the bandwidth, but stuff like the latency and the cost, it was ridiculously expensive. And you had stuff like Taiwanese fabless. I think mostly the. Does VIA have one of those? Is VIA fabless? Well, you had Taiwanese companies producing chipsets for the Pentium 4s that operated on a regular SD-RAM and DDR memory. And Intel finally caved in and produced a chipset that used not shit memory that was stupid expensive. Now, the Pentium 4s came with the GV. Would it be revision? No, it wouldn't be revision. I guess it would be more like subset. How about pointless nerf edition of the 845? The GV. There's no AGP. Most people many of you probably already know that the Dimension 2400 does not have an AGP slot, although the lines, those same pins that normally go to the AGP bus on both every other one and the GV, those same lines can also multiplex to be this weird. Intel had this strange add to graphics thing, which is more akin to something like digital RGB, but with like digital parallel RGB. It's very, very silly, very, very Intel-like to produce a chipset that not only is gimped by not having AGP, which, you know, you can get pretty high clock, moderately high clock Pentium 4s in these things. It would have been really nice to get a better graphics card for, like, you know, an AGP one that had like nice video acceleration, nice image output, you know, stuff like that. Good 3D support. No, we don't have any of that. We're stuck with the Intel Extreme graphics, which I'm pretty sure the Extreme stands for extremely unpleasant. Even under Linux, I mean, Vista booted up with this weird 8-bit color mode, and even Linux isn't all too keen on the integrated graphics on here. Although, despite being underclocked, the CPU, Windows is still giving the CPU 2.9. But yeah. Why do I keep coughing? I wonder if any of you are surprised that Windows Vista isn't chugging. But another thing with the GV chipset is it's purposely gimped to only no, not that, to only have a frontside bus. Oh, God damn it! A frontside bus of 100 megahertz. Intel wants you to think it's 400 megahertz because it's quad pumped and marketing bullshit. Fuck you. It's 100 megahertz. Clock's 100 megahertz. It's not 400. It's 100. The 533 is just 133. But it's quad pumped, so it's effectively 4 times as fast. Marketing. Although something weird is, if you watched a previous video on, I actually did, like, weird things with the motherboard on here, which is why this is happening, where, the PLL, the phase lock loop chip that generates all the clocks for the computer, it has a frontside bus select pins, 3 of them. I think the third one does something weird, sets up the PCI clock, and something weird is that it seems to be a microcode based. The limitation seems to be in the microcode of maybe the North Bridge, or maybe something that runs on the CPU. The limitation seems to kick in sometime after the BIOS RAM test, because if you pull out the RAM and you set the frontside bus to 133, the computer will beep. It'll do the beeping thing, which means the CPU is running at the 133 megahertz frontside bus. And it also means that the North Bridge is also doing stuff, because I'm pretty sure the 845 socket 478, all the memory goes to the North Bridge, not the CPU like modern computers and the Athlon 64s. It can run, that silicon can, at least to some extent, run at 133. The whole GV chipset shouldn't have existed. Maybe it's possible to, that limitation is coded in the microcode section of the BIOS or something, I don't know, and maybe it's possible to patch that out, but without having one of those it's not quad flat pack, without having one of those adapters that take those those coughing things, no, one of those quad side, not quite flat pack parallel ROM chips, so I could back up the BIOS, like the full contents of the BIOS, just in case. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm sure it's probably possible to dump the whole thing from software or something, but whatever. So yeah, the GV version, bad chipset. I just bad chipset shouldn't have existed. Classic Intel being infamous for really loving to take the piss. Although another thing is, I've also replaced the PLL generator that coughing's really starting to piss me off. Windows is activated. Gotta love my pirated Microsoft software. Thank God for Windows Loader. Lets me use my official OEM disk of Windows Vista Home Basic. So why 1.9 gigahertz? Well, the Pentium 4 in here has a front side bus has a multiplier of 19, and well, the front side bus is running out 100 megahertz, so 1.9 gigahertz. If it was 133, oh, the white balance on the camera's going weird. Oh, it's like those early Ashens videos where everything has like a lava effect after he stops filming the screen. It's probably not helped by the wood floor I have. It'll be 1.53 gigahertz. So that's where those numbers come from. But what about day-to-day activities on here? I mean, if you want to do actual work, you install Linux, modern Linux. It'll be quite slow on here, but on these older computers, but you know, you will at least be able to browse the you will at least be able to browse the modern internet. Stuff like this, you know, building games. Once you have the graphics drivers installed, that is. Also, it's in this tiny window thing, because the last time I opened this, it was stuck at like 640 by 480. Again, not exactly the world's best chipset. What about something else? Like, see, Windows Loader, gotta love it. Like that weird supersonic RC Lego thing. Where the hell did this game come from? Yeah, free driving. Yeah. What about this? Some of you might be getting sudden nostalgia. Some of you might be having nostalgia kicking you right in the face right now. Not very good. Although, interestingly, it's not a graphics problem. I mean, a graphics bottleneck. Which I guess is a problem with graphics bottlenecks. It's actually a CPU bottleneck. I mean, the Pentium 4 is... I mean, quite fond of them. You know, that weird, you know, nostalgic interest in this era of computers-esque. Maybe pay attention to what the hell I'm filming. I am quite fond of these CPUs because of, you know, the history and the kind of... Well, I also grew up with this era of computers. Film the correct thing, QWERTY, you fucking dumbass. Oh man. You keep doing the whatever. Yeah, it seems to be well, CPU bottlenecked. This game actually runs best on my Inspiron 700M. It seems to be geometry related, because there are sections of the map that just absolutely tank the frame rate and stuff. Yeah, that game really loves its single core performance. What about Mind Test? Well, for one, it didn't want to do its package retrieving thing despite connecting this machine up to the internet. Second off, at least this latest version, I'm sure older versions will work, but yeah, graphics won't load, and it seems like they also removed the option for setting the graphics driver, video driver to software rendering, because there's only OpenGL and those weird Android things, the weird driver for the old, for like, well, mobile phones. So yeah. Also, I don't know how to install a game manually on Mindtest. Yeah, that's surprised it even opened and at least tries to run. So yeah, actually a decent experience.